Thank you for being here. My name is Mike Henderson. I am the president of Associated Builders and Contractors of Greater Baltimore. And on behalf of the board of directors, we're just so grateful to have everybody here this morning. This is the culmination of a very, very old dream. The idea of consolidating everything we do into one location. Because when you think about construction careers, you know, there really hasn't been that one location where you go like, this is where you go to get a construction education. It's been very fragmented. You know, our goal here is to plant a flag in the ground and say, this is where construction education takes place. Let me tell you really quickly a little bit about who we are, in case that's not common knowledge here. We are a trade association. We represent commercial builders. We have 660 members, and that makes us by far the largest organization of our kind in Maryland, not only in Maryland, really, but the entire region. We represent the entire construction team, from the general contractors and specialty contractors, architects, developers. We represent just about everybody who's connected with the industry. When you look at what's happening now in construction, we have been in the midst of a severe shortage of skilled labor, not just the last few years since the economy's been red hot, but really for the last 2 or 3 decades. High school used to be this great, reliable feeder to the skilled trades, and that, unfortunately, that pathway has been broken. Now, in any given year, ABC will train 2,500 people. And we do training and everything from apprenticeship, project management, supervision. We do operations. We train new companies, what they need to know so they can become old companies. But most of the training we do is for people that already have jobs. There's one lone exception to that. I think many people have heard of Project Jumpstart. It's a program we do with the Job Opportunities Task Force in the city, where we take people in areas that are underdeveloped or areas that are at risk, and we've been able to work with that community, and we've been very successful at getting people placed in jobs, and not just jobs, but long-term jobs that lead to apprenticeship and lead to licensing, and we have people now that are in management. But that's just really just a drop in the bucket when you look at this region. This really is a regional strategy to address the workforce shortage. And a big part of what we're doing, yes, we're consolidating everything we do, because right now we train all over the place. We're in the county and we're in the city. And by consolidating everything here, most of our training takes place at night. So big thrust behind this initiative is to start a daytime school, post-high school and high school, and really start to rebuild that pipeline that the industry has been missing for so long. I'm grateful to so many people because, you know, this is a big deal for us, and we believe this is a big deal for the region. We think it's unique to have businesses come together and not just complain about workforce issues, but they're coming together and they're very much stakeholders. We have a lot of stakeholders in the room. Above all, I need to thank our board of directors for this organization, because it's been a fairly hairy odyssey the last few years trying to figure out how we're going to do this. I don't know if Bill Streever made it or not. I remember when Bill first came to me a couple years ago and said, Mike, I want you to look at this spot on Biddle and Chase. And I remember going here thinking, yeah, we're not coming here. But as things turned out, we are coming here. And this really, I think, is very strategically located. As I say, we serve the city, we serve the county, we serve the entire region. So I want to thank the board of directors, our partners, the Community College of Baltimore County Public Schools, Baltimore City Public Schools, I want to thank our construction team, our long-suffering construction team. And we have been very blessed to have a group of people who understand this is not just another project. I'm going to single out Ken Wingate with North Point Builders, our general contractor, design team, Ted Jasinski with Frederick Ward Associates, Kelly Ennis with the Verve Partnership, Eric Reglin with Cranix, who is managing things from our side. I thank you for your extraordinary patience. And so just to let everyone know, we plan to be open. We're going to expect everybody back for a party late April, early May for ribbon cutting. But we got other speakers to get to this morning. I'm very privileged, very honored to introduce a gentleman everyone here knows, Mayor Bernard Jack Young. And our relationship with Mayor Young goes back to the earliest days of his time as City Council President. He's always been incredibly supportive of our work with Jumpstart. He's very supportive of what we're trying to do with Workforce. And so, Mayor Young, thank you for being with us today.
Good morning, and thank you, Mike, for that kind introduction. I would like to acknowledge Secretary Tiffany Robinson from the Maryland Department of Labor. Again, Mike Henderson, the President of Associated Builders and Contractors, Mark McDaniels, the Board Chair of ABC, and Rob, the President of CEO Skillforce. I didn't want to mess up your last name. And also want to recognize Councilwoman Shannon Sneed. This is her district that we're standing in and sitting in today. On behalf of the residents of the great city of Baltimore, and as mayor, I want to officially welcome ABC to Baltimore City. And I know our residents are excited because we need quality apprenticeship programs and job training programs. And their choice of Baltimore City was a strategic one. Being centrally located in Baltimore City builds on the regional focus of growing skills training for the workforce of the next generation. Again, most people know, or if they don't, I've been a regional guy since I've been a part of the Baltimore City Council. And by unifying Baltimore City and Baltimore County with the surrounding jurisdictions, who I'm sure will want to participate in this great education hub for construction trades. We are making Baltimore a leader again in the state for job training and workforce development. And as most of you know, most of our young men and women that have little issues in their background, ABC is able to help them and work around some of those issues and make sure that they can get jobs good paying jobs, where they can take care of their family and enjoy a part of the American dream like so many of us are able to do today. This is how we are building Baltimore. And we're building it not just for the future, but we're building it for today because we need to get people to work. You talk about a crime reducer, get the jobs and get the people to work, and you will see crime, not only in the city of Baltimore, but crime around the state go down. So congratulations again, and thank you, ABC, for having faith and confidence to move into the Horn Building to open up your school so that we can get these young men and women trained for all of these jobs that employers claim they don't have the skill set to do. So we're counting on you, Mike, to do a great job. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Young. We're honored to be also joined today by Secretary Tiffany Robinson. She's the Secretary of Labor for the Department of Labor of the state of Maryland. And I just have to tell you what a privilege it has been the last bunch of years getting to work closely with this department. They're very much focused, laser-like focus in figuring out how we're going to solve this workforce shortage. And obviously, construction is not the only industry out there that is going through a shortage, but it's obviously very acutely felt by the people in this room and the rest of our organization. But their department has been terrific in just looking for ways that how can we encourage more people to train, how can we expand apprenticeship, how can we remove a lot of these artificial barriers that have existed for time on end. So would you please join me in welcoming Secretary Tiffany Robinson.
Good morning. Thank you, Mike, for that introduction. I am proud to be the Secretary of the Maryland Department of Labor, and I would ask that you please accept my greetings this morning on behalf of Governor Hogan, Lieutenant Governor Rutherford, and the entire Hogan administration. I could not be happier to be here celebrating ABC Greater Baltimore's achievements. I was just here a couple months ago for National Apprenticeship Week, and things already look different. It's amazing the progress that can be made so quickly. And speaking of apprenticeship, this project is truly reflective of the incredible progress that ABC Greater Baltimore has made, not just here in this location, but across the state of Maryland. I want to take just a minute to make sure everyone in this room understands the importance of today's milestone. ABC Greater Baltimore has been a registered apprenticeship sponsor in Maryland for 50 years. 50 years. That deserves a round of applause. That is 5 decades of training men and women to become masters of their trade. 5 decades of producing the highest skilled electricians, plumbers, carpenters, sheet metal workers, heating and air conditioning technicians, and much more. Thousands, literally thousands of journey workers have been produced by ABC Greater Baltimore. And even today, with construction going on around us, ABC Greater Baltimore is still training 550 registered apprentices across this state. ABC Greater Baltimore has chosen to come here into the heart of Baltimore City to become a strong anchor for this community, and we're so grateful. These training opportunities for contractors and Baltimore residents are desperately needed, and that is why I am so happy to be here to celebrate such a momentous groundbreaking. You're not only helping Marylanders get jobs, but you're helping them build careers, and you have our full support. Mike, Adam, Mark, and the entire team, thank you for having us today. Thank you for all the great work you do here today and every day. Thank you, Mayor Young and Councilwoman Sneed, for supporting this program, this development, and for all the help you're providing to ABC in this endeavor. Thank you.
So this organization, ABC, is very much a member-run organization. So we have individuals who are company owners or in senior leadership positions, middle management positions, who are very involved in the day-to-day operations of this organization, as well as the strategic planning. We've been very fortunate to have one of those people is Adam Hirsch. Adam has served as the chair of our apprenticeship trust for the last couple of years. And Adam kind of has been just a great ally and an encourager, and has really been a very strong force behind this initiative. Apprenticeship, probably way too much information for everybody, is something that is governed by, it falls under ERISA, so it falls under the federal government. So apprenticeship must be run through a trust, and we have a trust board, and I'm very pleased to welcome to the podium Adam Hirsch with Hirsch Electric.
Welcome, everyone. As Mike said, my name is Adam Hirsch with Hirsch Electric. I'm also the chair of the Education and Trust for ABC Baltimore. I'd like to start by thanking everyone for coming out today, especially Mayor Young and Secretary Robinson. It's just extremely exciting to look out and see that today is a historic day, really, for our construction trade in Baltimore. It's exciting and rejuvenating to see so many people care about such an important project. As the chair of the Education and Trust, I oversee the apprenticeship program through ABC. The apprenticeship program and in the industry, we've seen a lack of a strong pipeline of qualified candidates, which is really crippling the industry right now. Currently, only 67 of the 230 Maryland high schools with a career technology program have a construction component to them. How can you open someone's eyes to the possibility of a career in construction if they can never really see it? This academy is going to put construction and education careers on the map. This academy is not a place that's going to hand out jobs to individuals, but it's going to start careers. This place will give individuals an opportunity to better their lives for themselves and their families. With any building, you can't start without a strong foundation. That's exactly what this academy is going to provide. A foundation to launch an individual's career path in the construction industry and a pathway themselves for a successful career. The men and women who walk through these doors each day will now have a chance to grow with the start of a career with proper guidance, to be an asset to help rejuvenate that pipeline of qualified candidates for our industry. I truly do believe that we'll look back upon this building for years to come and see how grateful we truly are for it to be a staple right here in Baltimore for our industry. Thank you all.
So you might imagine an endeavor such as this. You would think, well, you're a construction association, so construction's what you do. So doing something like this should be a snap. Well, you've heard about a lot of chefs in the kitchen. It's been an interesting 3 years as the board has navigated this process. And I've had just some incredible leaders along the way who have helped us just guide this organization and try to figure out how we're going to do this in a responsible way financially. How do we kind of coalesce the membership, the industry behind us? And I'm very pleased to introduce one of those gentlemen who is now leading the board of directors, Mr. Mark McDaniel. He's the president of NLP Enterprises, and he is our chairman of the board. Mark?
Good morning, everyone. As Mike said, I am president of NLP Enterprises. It's a large commercial company in painting. And as a business owner, I used to worry about how am I going to get work or how am I going to get paid. Now those things don't compare to how am I going to get skilled workers. There's just not enough out there. No one's taking, I'm not meaning no one, but many don't take pride in their work. You know, we need craftsmen back. And I think the reason why is so many of us push our kids to go to college, even when they don't want to go. But we make them, we pressure them, and they go to college, and they kind of reluctantly go, and they just barely get by, and they get a degree, and then when they get out, they can't get a job, and then they have about $100,000 in debt. I mean, what are they going to do? So now, we're going to start this academy, and they can come and get training and get a career, not just a job, but a career. And our apprentices now, when they get out, they have no debt, and they make about $40,000 a year, and after a few years, they're making in the 50 and 60 thousands with no debt. So that's the most important thing that we need. There's a need for jobs, and there's a need for workers, and this is going to combine them both. So I'm very excited. Thank you.
Let me just say a word about the facility you're standing in. So this is part of the original Hohen campus. This is a historic building. And as you can see, we've got a ways to go on this. The adjacent warehouse-looking building is where the training center is going to go. So this is mostly going to be ABC offices. We will have an executive management training room right in the space where you are right now. So the short of this is there's just a lot of money involved to make all this happen. And this was a fairly steep climb for us. And there are a number of companies within an organization who very generously stepped up and understood the importance of what we were trying to do and are making some significant financial commitments. And the names of those companies are listed on one of the posters there to the side. I'd love to be able to call them all out right now, but I realize people have schedules and have to go places. But we are going to single out one particular company. Skillforce is a company that I have worked closely with really my entire tenure with ABC, and I've been here for over 20 years. And I've had the privilege of working closely with the president and CEO, Rob Casabun, and his operations director, Vic Victoriano. And they're an organization that gets what we do. When we started Project Jumpstart 13 years ago, Rob was my first phone call. And I said, Rob, I need your help in trying to figure out how we're going to pull this off. And Rob very generously, graciously stepped up, and had not been for Skillforce, we never would have gotten that program off the ground. Rob's going to go a little bit into the genesis of how they're going to be involved with this initiative, but they've become so much more than our main sponsor, but they're really becoming a strategic partner for us. So I'm very pleased to introduce my good friend and my partner, Rob Casabun with Skillforce.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I guess it was about 15 years ago when Mike called me about Project Jumpstart, and it's been really terrific to watch the program grow. The big thing that I think that we saw here with this opportunity was about a month ago. We got involved. Mike was looking for somebody to help him with sponsorship, and we thought, you know, we really want to be a partner in this thing. And so we made a real significant investment in the program. And the main reason why is we provide skilled tradesmen to the construction industry. That's our job. And so obviously the skilled trades gap is a major issue for everybody involved, certainly not least of which Skillforce. So we're really happy to be involved. We're going to be a key player in bringing in and helping to facilitate the staff and bring in the workers so we can really, the key here really is we need to focus on doing what we can to bring in the next generation of skilled tradesmen. And so we're very excited to be a partner with ABC. This is an amazing facility, and we just appreciate everybody's support, and thank you for coming. Thank you.
So I'm going to call some names, and when your name is called, if you could please come forward and take part in the ceremonial, Ralph, what do you call it? The groundbreaking, okay, because the ground clearly is already broken.